So today I'm going to show you how we can make a friendship band like this. Right now mine's straight, it goes around your wrist, or you could make it to go around your ankle, or if you made a really long one you could go and make a necklace. Mine has lots of different colourful threads, which I've done so you can see what I'm doing, but maybe you don't have access to lots of threads. Maybe you could just use some string that you can buy from the supermarket. You can dye the yarn that you get from the supermarket with food dye, or you could leave it white. This has a really cool pattern. If you look closely, you'll see it sort of comes out with this spiral sort of staircase type pattern. So it looks really cool even if you don't do it with colour. To make this friendship band, I am in the classroom, so I have heaps of different coloured threads that I can use. I've chosen 4 bright contrasting colours so you can see clearly what I'm doing when I put the camera onto my hands. But you might not have these options at home. You could go to Spotlight if it's open. If it's not open, you can use any kind of string that you've got around at home. You can even make string out of old t-shirts. You can use regular string that you can buy even at the supermarket. It's just white. It'll come out with a really awesome pattern. So we need to cut 4 threads because I've got 4 colours. You could do 2, you could do 3, you could do 6, doesn't really matter. But they need to be quite long because we're going to be making lots of knots, and when you make lots of knots, it gets shorter and shorter. So I would go about the length that's, I'm holding it, I'm not pulling it super tight. I would go the length of about your arm, like that, and then cut it. Just approximately, there's no exact measurement. You'll realise when you practice this how it changes. And then I'm going to fold this in half.
Okay, so I've cut my lengths of the thread that I'm going to use, and what I like to do is fold that in half. And then with this end, with the loop, I'm going to fold that and wrap it into a knot. So that goes through the end there, and I want a fairly small loop, so I'm going to push that knot all the way up to the end there. Okay. Now what I've done in the past, if you have a safety pin, is I get a safety pin and loop that through and pin that to something, maybe the edge of the bed or the couch or something like that, so then it's nice and taut for when you're doing your knots. You could also get a pencil, thread that through, and that can hold it nice and taut somewhere. Like I'm going to put it under the plate like this, make it something heavy to hold it still. So once you've got it somewhere secure, we're going to start our knot. So you pick one thread out. I'm going to stick my thumb up like this in my non-dominant hand. So in my case it's my left hand. If you're a left-hander you would swap it around the other way. And I'm going to pull that thread over, catch it on my thumb, and we should make something that looks like a number 4. Can you see that figure 4? And going round through that triangle of the 4, and then letting go with my thumb and let the knot travel all the way up to the top. To begin with, it's quite challenging, and I'm going to do that again. So sticking my thumb out, catching the thread around to make a figure 4, round through the triangle, and then letting go, and that knot traveling up to land next to the one that you just did previously. So then once you've done it, let's say 6 times, I'm going to change colours. So now I'm going to grab out a different colour, put that green one back in to the bunch that's in my left hand, and then figure 4, round through the triangle, and gather that back up there. Once you've done all 4 colours, we do actually have 8 threads coming out of here. So when you're ready to go back to your green one, see if you can make sure you grab the longer green one, because this is the one that hasn't been utilised yet. So grab the longer green one when you're ready to start back at the beginning of the pattern. Tie them around your wrist or ankle. You could tie it around anywhere. Hopefully you have somebody else that can tie it on for you, so you don't have to squish it on like that. And then you can trim them off if they're tied nice and tight. Don't trim them off if they're going to make it too challenging for you to tighten a knot later. So there you go. I hope you're proud of your work. You could experiment with different colours, different patterns. You notice it kind of gets this spirally staircase kind of pattern, and you might want to just do one thread and get a spiral that goes all the way around it with one colour rather than changing colours. You could change to do 10 or more knots rather than just 6 like I did here. Good luck!